Hello, and welcome back to your favorite podcast,
De-Influenced.
Hi, babe. How are you doing over there?
I think the real question is, how are you doing?
Guys, I have been struggling.
There was a long debate about whether we should do this podcast today, and Dani was like, no, let's power through, and then she slapped herself in the face a couple times.
I think I have a virus. There is something going around, and I am on the struggle bus. I have slept 10 hours every night.
No. 12. I will like the kids will go to sleep, and I will walk back downstairs, and Dani's like passed out, but not like passed out like cozy under the covers. Like it's almost as though she was like mid movement and just fainted.
Wait, really? You should take pictures.
Yeah. I mean, you're like sprawled out. Like I've had to.
That's not like me. I'm usually a very beautiful sleeper, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean.
Covered in sweat.
Yeah. You wake up really sweaty, but yeah, I mean, it's usually a little bit more like peaceful, like almost like your hands crossed across your chest and you're just staring up, you know?
No, my friends in college always said I was like a sloth. No, not a sloth. What are I am like a sloth. Like I sleep underneath the blankets. When I come out slowly.
Yes,
like,
that is so you. But yeah, so it's been weird. I mean, like I will literally just be up, and I told someone today, I was like, I literally was in the living room with the door open to the bedroom watching a war movie, and she just stayed passed out the entire time. And I don't know that you're asleep. I just kind of turn it back on, and then I walk in there at like 8:30. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's been asleep this whole time. Yeah, but kudos to you. I mean, like for making the pod. You
know what? That is how much this podcast means to me. Like, I would rather die than not film this podcast.
I believe you.
I'm telling you. Like, I love De-Influence, and I'm here to party. And this is going to be probably one of the best shows we've ever had.
It probably is, because you don't have the gas to like be anything but your true self right now.
That is so true. Like if you want, like, I will be mean to someone right now.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think you think you're.
I think that I'm tougher than I actually am sometimes, but It's okay.
Like with that security guard that you got mad at in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I brought up that story. I go, Haley, I would never be mean to someone unless it was.
But Dani, like, you think that you were being mean. Like in your mind, you were like throwing F-bombs and like about to punch him in the face. And really, like, objectively, it was like, sir, this is not okay. I want you to know I am very peeved by this situation. So it's not what it seems. But good,
well,
good for
one
you.
of these days, I'm going to go viral for doing something, like standing up for myself. Did you see that video of Kelly Rowland on the red carpet in Cannes?
Who's Kelly Rowland?
Was she
in Destiny's Child?
Yes.
Boom. Boom.
Like, yes.
How did I know that? That's so crazy. Destiny's Child. That's a great name for a band.
Anyway, Kelly Rowland was at the Cannes red carpet, making her debut. And she, in front of like all the paparazzi, thousands of people, gets pissed off at one of like the security people that's helping her walk the red carpet. Watch the video. It goes viral on TikTok. I have a hot take on it. I'm team Kelly Rowland. That girl was being annoying.
Really? What did she do? Like,
Kelly Rowland pulls out her finger and she's like scolding this lady. So this lady, I think it's because I understand like how much goes into these events. Kelly Rowland was probably getting ready for this event all day long. Okay, like 5 or 6 hours of prep. She has her hair done. She got the dress fitted. She's flown all the way over there. She walks the red carpet, and if you watch this video, the security guard, you know how like they have those people working the red carpets that are wearing all black? Mm-hmm. This lady is like, Kelly Rowland is turning her back, trying to wave at everyone saying hi. And to me, I think she's trying to get another shot. Like she's trying to get like another paparazzi shot, which is like great. Like that's why they're there. If you don't want the photos, you're not going to walk the red carpet.
Right.
But as she's trying to get the shot, this security guard is like, her hands like this, like blocking Kelly Rowland. And so Kelly Rowland says something politely like, hey, like, can you put your arm? I don't know what she says, but she's like, hey, like, it's fine. Like, calm down. This lady is acting like that she's being swarmed, and she's not. And then this lady continues to put her arm up, like aggressively, like shooing her like off the red carpet. And Kelly Rowland like lets her have it, like finger in the face,
No sound.
like no sound, like we can't lip read. But apparently Kelly Rowland came out with a statement and was like, I was advocating for myself. I was like, who can be mad at that?
Dude, honestly, that's like a great public response to anytime you get into like a Twitter clip. I was advocating for myself. And then everyone's like, go you.
Yeah.
I support you. Like Scotty Scheffler should have been like, I was advocating for myself. Which, by the way, did our t-shirts come in? Can you check really quick?
I can check. We ordered free Scotty Scheffler t-shirts.
In solidarity of Scotty Scheffler. We were going to talk about this last week on the podcast, but, we were like, let's let a couple of the facts come out just in case. I mean, we're loyal to Scotty as a Dallas guy. One time we went to his birthday party.
No, it wasn't his. It was Olivia's birthday party at his house.
Oh, that's even weirder. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
He didn't invite us to his birthday party, babe. I know you wish.
I've told a lot of people
I
that we
know,
went to
babe,
Scotty
and
Scheffler's
it's so
birthday
wrong.
party.
We went to Olivia's birthday party that was at his house.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Anyway, they're nice people, and that whole thing was just a huge misunderstanding. But
wait,
we
can
did
you
have
check
to.
and see if our shirts are in?
I'll check after, babe.
I want to wear it on this podcast. I will pause the podcast. That was my whole reason.
Oh, you want to know if it's here now?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I will pause the podcast, go downstairs, and put on my free Scotty shirt. And while she's doing that, let me just say, I feel like this whole free Scotty movement, this was peak internet. This was one of the 2024 peak internet moments. And I don't even play golf. I don't like golf. I don't follow golf. I think it's a very boring sport, which is a hot take. But this, for me, was equivalent to the GameStop era. Or AMC GameStop era, where like it was like everyone was talking about it. The guys on the PGA Tour, after he was released from prison and he goes and plays, they already had screen printed free Scotty shirts of him in like his orange jumpsuit from prison. I thought it almost got me into golf. I was like, I want to watch the PGA Tour just because of this like internet sensation. It was so fun.
It was a good time. I mean, the reason why it's so good is because he's just such a sweet man.
Yeah, he's a sweet baby.
Like,
I mean, he invited us to his birthday party. Sweetheart. He didn't even know us.
He still doesn't, okay?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
I remember like I literally walked into his non-birthday party and I was like, whose house are we at? And all of my friends who are very into golf was like, dude, this is Scotty Scheffler's house. But this was before he had won Masters and stuff. He was just like, he was a big deal, but not like as big of a deal as possible as he is now. It's kind of like when Jordan Spieth came to your Halloween party.
Yeah. I'm like, it's still just Jordan.
Really? So yeah, tell us the story because Dani knows Jordan Spieth. Like they were like best friends.
Yeah, we were besties in college. No, he was in our friend group, and I still don't really understand why he's so famous. Big deal. He's a big deal.
It's golf. It's
golf.
Golf
Yeah.
world lives over here. And if you don't follow golf world, you don't understand. But if you do, you're like a diehard.
But I think that's probably why he liked hanging out with some of us. Cause like all the girls were like, do you play tennis? Like what? Like,
Yeah.
But he came to my Christmas party. We had like this famous Christmas party every year
At your home in Dallas.
at my home in Dallas, and all my college friends would go to it. And like by the third year, it was like people were like driving in for this thing. I mean, it was literally, it was lit. Like, and it was fun because it was my mom and her friends, and then it was like all my friends.
Yeah.
So by the end of the night, like all my mom and her friends are dancing with my friends.
Yeah. Didn't like all your guy friends in college like hit on your mom?
Yes. I mean, they always have, like in high school, college anyway. So fun. Okay, so yeah, Jordan Spieth shows up, and my dad is like calling all of his friends, Jordan Spieth's at my house, Jordan Spieth's up. And I'm like, Dad, calm down.
Yeah, he's like freaking out.
But anyway, also a very nice guy. So yeah, they're not here yet.
Darn.
But they're on their way.
Okay, so well, I think that like we missed the joke. No, I'll just wear it around Dallas.
We'll just wear it around.
It's kind of like if you know
when we
you
go
know.
to another birthday party at his house.
Yeah, I think that.
I wonder if I don't know if he thinks it's funny or not.
I think he probably thinks it's so funny.
Really?
especially now, like you see the new clip that came out? They just released the footage of like what actually happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it's a far shot away and you can see that he pulls in. And so the story was that basically this cop was holding onto the car and he dragged him 20 yards and ripped his pants. That was the story, right? And this guy went to the hospital, and that's why we held off last week, because I was like, okay, maybe like this guy, Scotty, he just pushes all of his feelings down and it came out right in this moment. But what happened was he turned in, and the clip shows the police officer literally running to the car, hitting his windshield. And then Scotty like stops the car immediately as he hits the windshield. There was no dragging whatsoever. Yeah. And so it looks really, in my opinion, I think the internet's opinion, it looks really embarrassing for the police officers.
That he went to jail for it.
Right. And then they quote unquote lost the body cam footage, which I'm sure showed Scotty being like that's a pretty nice guy.
Thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's good. Like, let's just not watch it.
Yeah. Anyway, I think he's got to think that this is so funny. In my opinion, from a like de-influence standpoint,
he has like major street cred.
Oh my gosh, this was such a net positive for his brand. Like, Scotty, I will manage your brand from here for free. Like, I will be, oh my gosh, you could go to the moon with this thing. I think he's got a really solid team behind him, but like his internet meme street cred right now is all time high. I think if he saw me on the street with his shirt on, he'd come up and sign it.
You think?
Yeah. I think you would think it's so funny.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Big divvy guy too.
Yeah, big divvy guy. We love you, Scotty.
We'll
Scotty stands for life.
I know you're probably stressed from this whole situation, maybe losing some of your hair. We'll send you some divvy.
Okay. Well, that was fun. Let's see. I did a podcast for Ulta the other day.
I know. It's so funny. Your life is kind of, just lately, I think we've both been busy. You kind of like do things that I don't even know about anymore.
I know. That's how most people feel with their spouses, probably.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. I watch your stories and I was like, oh, that's like a kind of a big deal. You were like in a whole studio and everything.
Yeah, it kind of was a big deal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But it went great. It was for Ulta. So Ulta has a podcast. It's called Unveiling Beauty, and they had Pat McGrath on the day before me, which was like no big deal.
Wow.
They had like a lot of founders. They had the founder of Beekman. We were the last episode that they filmed, but at least we made the cut.
Someone say the grand finale.
The grand finale. And so, yeah, there was actually this really cool studio that they use in Dallas that like nobody knows about. It's like kind of in the middle. It's like the outskirts of Dallas. Like, I know I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
It's actually not here. It's in Oklahoma.
Yeah, go look for it in Oklahoma. Yeah, but it's amazing. I was like, we should shoot some divvy stuff there.
Wait, you don't like our studio here? Our kids' playroom with ping pong tables we've literally never played on.
We did used to play. I used to beat you on those all the time.
I know, but now they serve a different function of blocking the light in this room.
I will say,
what did you talk about on the podcast?
I talked about a lot of the science behind our products. To be honest, we had Sassy on, who was one of our scalp specialists, and she was able to tell her story, and she spoke to the products. I just realized I don't have my ring on.
Wow, that's gonna get some clicks. Mm-hmm. We're fine. Our marriage is great.
I'm trying to meet some men up in my house. All those Amazon drivers that stop by. Those are the only men I see throughout the day.
Why aren't you wearing a ring?
I got a spray tan yesterday. Honestly, I forgot to put it back on.
Smart.
But so yeah, it was a really good time. I was very thankful to be, I feel like Ulta is just like, I know not everyone has great relationships with their retailers. Mm-hmm. Ulta like will forever have a special place in my heart.
Yeah, they've been great.
Like they've been great. I love their team. They're so supportive. I mean, they're just everything to me. I love you, Ulta.
No, I think you do this. Like Gen Z does that. No, I think it's just one. It's just one, Dani. It's
wait, what?
Gen Z consultant in the room.
Why?
Middle finger.
It's this pointer finger.
Pointer finger.
Middle finger.
What?
Why do y'all do that?
Honestly,
I can't.
This feels more like gang sign to me.
I literally can't. Oh, I do want to talk to you about something.
What?
I'm really getting sick of our house.
Oh yeah, I know. I feel that.
I just feel like
You know what you're not.
I can't even work out. I have to work out in the entryway, and now I'm scuffing up the floors there.
Yeah.
And now, like, there's just no room for anything.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't think you're sick of our house.
I love our house.
Our house is wonderful.
I love our house.
You know what I think you're sick of?
You. Give me some good. Good.
I'm like, what's the date? I was like, you PMS last week. No, I think that you're someone who constantly needs newness in your life. And to be honest, there hasn't been a whole lot of newness. We've been living a pretty
I had no nudity.
Nudity. Yeah, you need some nudity in your life.
The nudity.
No, I think that like if you track our marriage over the past 6 years, every year there's been some. Oh, I'm so sorry. Am I boring you? There's been some monumental event that's happened. Stratton, Stella, we moved from Summit. We moved here.
I need to stir the pot.
You got to stir the pot. That's what you really want. Don't blame the house. The house is wonderful.
It's the house for me.
Well, that's your quickest solution to your newness.
No, I've been thinking about it a lot. That's why we also went to London.
Were you inspired? The whole purpose of our trip to London was to inspire you. Did you feel inspired coming out of London?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I know you did. Jordan's been looking on Pinterest at English manners.
Yeah.
And he wants to build.
So true.
No, but maybe I have started to scroll the Redfins a little bit more often than not, but I assume that's probably not happening anytime soon, but that's okay. Speaking of newness, something I am looking forward to is Landon and Libya's wedding, which will be in November. I was officially asked to be a bridesmaid. I'm so honored. I'm so excited. I actually haven't met any of her friends, so I'm kind of nervous.
Wow.
I'm like, are they going to like me?
You know, it's so funny. They came over and they invited you to, or she invited you to be a bridesmaid. I was expecting to have an announcement from Landon.
Were you really?
No, to be honest, and I'll say this publicly, I really don't expect to be a groomsman for Landon.
I didn't even think about that.
I would be very okay. But here's why I did expect him to, is because I know this is something Landon does not want to do with me. He does not want to. No, he doesn't mind me being a groomsman probably, but he doesn't want to go through the ceremonial asking.
Yeah.
Especially with me. We just don't have that dynamic. Yeah. And so the reason I think so is I was getting a haircut that day and I was like, okay, like y'all have fun. I got to go. And he was like, oh, whoa, where are you going? You know, and usually he doesn't care where I'm going. So maybe the plan was that they were going to ask together. This is so embarrassing
if he wasn't though.
Oh yeah. If he wasn't, then hey, literally no hard feelings, Landon. I want you to have all of your best friends up there. I will be supportive.
Was Landon one of your groomsmen?
Yes.
Oh, that's awkward.
But you know, it's fine. How many bridesmaids does?
I don't know. It seemed like a lot.
Okay.
Like 8. So
yeah,
I don't think Landon has 8 friends.
That's what I'm saying is like, and I don't mean this like, I'm not trying to be snarky. I don't think he has 8 friends.
Yeah,
I don't have 8 friends, to be clear.
Yeah.
I have.
Who would you ask to be your groomsman?
Oh my gosh, this exercise is tough.
Yeah, who would you ask?
I don't know. No. Honestly, like
who would be your best man besides Luke? Babe, you would have no one.
I know. This is the problem. You would have
to invite Rick Newton because both of y'all would just understand. It's like
I'm like, hey man, can you just fill in for this? I was like,
and he'd be like, I do the same thing for you. You do the same thing.
He's like,
for me.
yeah, dude. But no, that's a really hard question. It's almost like as soon as I got through our wedding.
Yeah, you're like, I don't have to have friends anymore.
I'm like, you're my best friend.
You're my best friend. Well, we have had some like fun nights with Landon and Olivia. We've been spending some good quality time with them. We did the water dunk challenge with Landon, which is on my Instagram feed. Go check it out. It's hilarious.
Are we liking Settlers of Catan? I personally love it. I think it's one of the most iconic games of our generation.
Nothing sounds worse to me right now than playing Settlers of Catan. Really?
The problem is I've been wanting to play this game for a year, but I cannot find, well, this is my issue.
No, you know who likes to play?
Who?
Is
Landon.
Tay and K.
Really?
Tay and K official.
Huh.
They like to play. She plays a lot. I think they're like a gaming fam.
Yeah, she plays video games. Do you know
That's
that?
what I'm saying. Like, I think she'll game and play anything. She's down for anything.
I mean, like, clearly they have their careers figured out, but I was like, guys, what are y'all doing
Wait,
sleeping on K
can we
over
talk
here,
about something?
not streaming and becoming a Twitch
Dude,
streamer?
she would just blow
She
up.
would blow
like,
up.
Stream. Like,
Just stream.
seriously.
Just get on there and play video games if you like playing video games.
Can you imagine if that actually sounds so nice right now?
You want to play some video games?
Like to just sit around and watch and play video games and like have people watch you and like you just stream all like, I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit of pressure, but is it, I have a question for you. Is it weird that I played N64 and Xbox and Nintendo growing up?
No, I think it's like street cred. It's kind of like how I told you, like
But did you know any other girls that played video games? Because I personally did not. But like I played literally every single video game because I had an older brother.
Yeah.
And so the only way I could hang out with my brother is if I would watch him play video games. Like we used to play Sega. Sega was like the thing at first.
I love Sega.
Sega was fun. And then we got Nintendo. Nintendo and Sega were about the same time. And then we got that N64. And then that's whenever I was like, I'm joining. Like that is so cool. But like, and so I played all the games. So now when Stratton and Stella, their favorite movie to watch right now is the Super Smash Brothers movie.
The Super Mario
The
Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers.
Which is actually
Brothers
great.
movie. It's
Don't
so
sleep on it.
so good. It's like bringing up so much nostalgia. Like even the da-da-da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da, like the Bowser music. I've been wanting to play N64 so badly lately.
Let's go buy one today.
You think they still sell them?
I actually think we'd have to like get it on eBay or something.
I
don't
gotta
even
be
know where
honest
find
with you.
it.
Like Wii came out, like I hated it.
I know.
Wii was like not good, not it.
I know.
So I kind of miss the N64. It's so tangible.
No, I think that females playing video games is very similar to like your meme games being strong or your GIF game. Like when in group text, you send really funny GIFs.
Oh, you think I do?
I've told you this. You're fishing.
I know. I want you to say it again for
You're
everybody.
fishing. Yes. You're very good at your GIF game. Like I read them and I'm like, man, this is funny. Like if I was not married to you and I was in a group text with all these friends and I was like, who's the girl that keeps sending these GIFs? I would be
Well, can I be honest
over
with
you.
you? So my Bible study from college is trying to have a 10-year reunion. Did I tell you this?
Oh, yeah.
And like we haven't seen each other in 10 years. And like these are the people that knew me best 10 years ago. But like I honestly haven't really talked to them in 10 years.
Right.
They're trying to have a reunion. And so we all got put in a group text and I started memeing out. Like I just like, and nobody laughed at them.
Yeah. See, it's tough.
Because I just thought we had the same energy as like from 10 years ago. So like I'm sending all
That's
these memes
tough.
and
That's
like no
tough.
one's liking or ha-haing them.
I know. It's hard. It's hard. It's like when Instagram took away my laughing face emojis, like where you could
Yes.
comment on stories
Yes,
with
I
the
remember that.
emojis. And I would like literally scroll up and I'd say, oh, this one got
79
like 79 laughies. So, but then they took that away from me. And honestly, at that point,
Dang it,
I
that's
quit.
what we should have asked him, Adam Mosseri.
Yeah, why'd you take the laughy faces away
Why,
from
like,
stories?
that, like was everything.
Because honestly, they don't care about Instagram stories. That's the truth. But I get what you're saying. But Dani, I think that the key here is are there guys in this Bible study group text?
No, babe.
See, you can't do it with all girls because then you become too bro-y, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like it's funny. I think it's funny because you do it in like our friend couples group text and all the guys are like, oh, like you are the cool wife in the group text because of your gift game.
She's just trying to butter me up.
For what?
I don't know. Well, that was really sweet, babe. Let's move on. Support for de-influence comes from Element. It's been a crazy week between work, mom duties, and keeping up with my health. This is why I choose to hydrate with Element. Element is a zero-sugar electrolyte drink mix born from the growing body of research revealing that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels 2 to 3 times government recommendations. Element is formulated for anyone on a mission to restore health through hydration and is perfectly suited for athletes, folks who are fasting, or those following keto, low-carb, whole food, or paleo diets. Element helps me stay hydrated while I'm chasing my kids and my dreams. Right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any drink purchase. That's 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. Get yours at drinkelement.com/de-influence. Go to lmnt.com/de-influence. And if you're an Element Insider, you have first access to Element Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of sparkling electrolyte water. We have a very fun show today. We have 2 segments. We have things that make you go, and the viral spiral. And then if we have enough time, we even have a game we're going to play.
I love it. Catan?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about AI chat causing problems for college student. With how much we talk about AI and ChatGPT on this podcast and how much Jordan loves it, this story piqued our interest and has us going, A TikTok is going viral after a college student who goes by the name of Ash on TikTok shared she was potentially getting kicked out of college for academic dishonesty. The reason? Her professor said her paper came up to as 27% AI when Ash claims she didn't use AI at all. The TikToker said she explained to her professor that she didn't use AI to write her essay and never has before. However, she says that when she puts essays through AI detectors in the past out of curiosity, it always seems to think the more factual information is AI, which she says with this essay, about 30% of it was factual information. But what scared her is that there is no proper way to show she didn't use AI or did. This is a concern this TikToker and many others in the comments have as AI becomes more present in our world. For example, one commenter said they ran the Declaration of Independence through AI 3 times to see if it would come back saying AI was used to write it. And 2 out of the 3 times it came back saying it was written by AI. Wow. What if the Declaration of Independence was written by AI?
How would that? That's a silly one.
You're a huge advocate for AI. How would you solve this issue? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't understand how it would know if something is AI or not.
So
here's what I'll say. I don't
plagiarism. Here's what I'll tell you. Okay. So this used to happen to kids in my class with plagiarism, but like they would just take things from Google.
Yeah, copy paste.
Right. And then they put it in some plagiarism.
Or they would just like mix up the words.
Mix up the words.
Yeah, word mixer.
Okay, like who hasn't done that though?
Let's
be honest.
Right. I mean, everyone's sitting here on their high horse, acting like they never cheated on a test. But what is the verse? He can cast the first stone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know. Here's my biggest issue with all of this is like, why, like, are we getting to the point where we should just embrace AI?
We got to embrace it. I mean, you got to embrace it. Like,
but it does everything. Like, you wouldn't have to do anything in college.
No, I mean, people aren't even like writing their own emails anymore. They're just like write an email that like says this.
Tell everyone what you did for Divi.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for asking, Dani. Okay.
You're welcome.
So there is a new AI software. I'm almost like this is such a good tip and trick and hack that I'm like scared to share it.
Wait, don't share it then.
No, I'm going to share it.
Don't share the wealth.
Okay. So there is a software called Suno, Suno.com. So basically what Suno does is it's like a music AI generator. And this has happened before. Like there was one that came out like 3 years ago, but it sucked. Okay. So this one is crazy because it allows for you to decide the genre, create like a lookalike. So for example, I could say, I want to create a theme song for Divi in the style and sound of Kelsey Ballerini or Luke Bryan or EDM, whatever, Drake. And so I was playing with it and it also allows for you to put in its own lyrics. So I went to ChatGPT and I was like, hey, this is the company that we have. This is what the company does. Will you write a song with verses and choruses for Divi?
Yeah.
So I took the lyrics and I put it into this Suno software and I want to show you the songs that it came out with. Okay. This is the Kelsey Ballerini song. Okay.
We played these on the party bus. Divi style.
Scalps feeling fresher than a morning dew. More hiding her hats and scarves were showing off.
Wait till the chorus. Here it goes. Here's a drop.
TV's here to bring the best out of you. TV, let your hair down, let it grow strong and proud. From root to tip, feel the therapy.
Come on, babe.
Recipe for healthy. Okay, hold on. Did you like that version?
It's beautiful, really.
Wait till you hear the Luke Bryan version.
Okay.
This is blowing people's minds. And if it's not, then you're just...
With a smile, got that big style. Scalp's feeling fresher than the morning dew.
It's like a big ad for Divi. Like this is a banger. Like I would listen to this summer.
It's phenomenal, babe.
Dude, it's phenomenal. I mean, one more version just for the sake. This is my EDM female style, okay? Here we go. Build it, and then drop it. Build it, then drop it. Hold on, Dani. Here comes the drop. Okay. So anyway, here's my hot take with this. That software, I did that in 10 seconds.
Wow. How much did it cost?
I used my free trial credits, but so here's what's crazy about this. If I was a musician right now, I'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
Because that is better. That song that my Luke Bryan AI created would have taken Luke Bryan probably 4 days of writing, recording, producing to
but
come
somebody
up.
still has to be the face. The real people you should be scared for are the songwriters that are behind each song.
No, so here's my new dream in life. Okay. I would love to work as the brand manager for a musician because it really isn't about the music anymore. It's just about creating a wild personality that is going to come out with something amazing. Like, did I talk about on the last podcast about this Shabuzi guy?
No.
Did I? Okay, Shabuzi. Is anyone liking Shabuzi?
Yeah, we love him.
Wait,
He's
our Gen Z consultant. Do you know Shabuzi? Oh
don't
my
know
gosh, you
Shabuzi?
do. Hold on. Let me fast forward.
This song.
Is this just stuck in my millennial TikTok echo chamber? Hold on. You know the song. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so look at this guy. He's the coolest guy in the
so
entire
cool.
world. He's got dreads, like he's wearing a wife beater, a bolo tie, like.
And his name is Shabuzi.
But he's doing country music. He's on Beyonce's new album. And so all music is like the marketing of the face of it. Like I think Post Malone's doing an awesome job at his brand.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Wallen, depending on who you ask.
Depends what night of the week.
Shabuzi's awesome. So anyway, I think it's crazy. Now, here's my hot take with this, is that we started this story by talking about a professor who ran a paper through an AI checking software.
Yes.
You know what I would run through an AI checking software?
Tell me.
Taylor Swift's new album, because you cannot sit here and tell me that with that quality of an AI generator that Taylor Swift didn't use AI in some form or fashion to create her new album. Truly. Think about it. Just objectively look at the situation.
Objectively, it makes sense because of the timing.
The timing, this is my argument. I got blasted for my opinions 3 weeks ago, but showing you that, the timing of it, how many songs were on that record.
Okay, but babe, also like those songs that you showed us were like not that good.
Well, that's because the lyrics were so cheesy created by ChatGPT, but your argument was she probably wrote the lyrics, but then she put the lyrics into an AI generated software because the melodies and the drops and all of the songs on this new album are not that vastly different.
Right.
You know, it's definitely got a thematic like feel to the whole album. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I think she uses this. And I think we should embrace it. I think we should still acknowledge that Taylor Swift is a phenomenal marketer and a phenomenal like genius at stoking her audience.
She writes all of her own songs though.
Okay. Maybe she wrote the lyrics.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Jack Antonoff produced every single one of those songs.
I feel like they would have to disclose it or they would get in trouble. Just
Do
saying.
you? She's so untouchable. As Drake said, she's the biggest gangster in the industry.
Well, that makes you go, Number 2, I'm calling this conversation Fighting Futuristic Parenting Guilt. This is more of a philosophical topic, and I hope this conversation will be a thought-provoking one for our listeners. Jordan, you've mentioned multiple times that a thought that keeps you up at night is how you're doing as a parent. I struggle with this as well, but one thing we've discussed more specifically is the worry of how we will be as parents in the future. We literally worry about parenting choices and decisions that haven't even happened and might not even happen. One of the reasons why we think that is because we've recognized that our parents don't raise us perfectly, because no parent can ever raise their child perfectly. And that has an effect on who we are today. But how do we do our very best to make sure that when our kids get to our age, they have the least amount of childhood wounds and baggage as possible? So when our kids sit down with their future therapists, what will they say about us as parents? This is so deep. And for our listeners that are parents or want to be future parents, what do you want or hope your kids say about you? This is so funny. This topic is like so not, like I think about this every day.
That's what I was going to say. I literally think about this
I think
every
about
day.
like Stella sitting next to a therapist, Stratton sitting down with their therapist and being like, my mom, da, 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 da.
It's such a good exercise though, because it helps you kind of like back into some of the weak spots of your parenting.
So what do you think they would say about you?
Can you go first?
I think that they would say my mom, let's start with the positives first. They would probably be like, my mom was so fun. My mom loves us so much. My mom would do anything for us. My mom was very busy. My mom had very high expectations of all of us. And my mom was easier on Stratton than she was on Stella.
That's so true. That is like happening in real time here.
I can't help it.
I think that they would also say my mom taught me a lot of like practical things,
Yeah.
like how to sweep and cut strawberries and like, you know, like practical little things. I think that they would say my dad is reliable, dependable, consistent.
Strict.
Do you think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Not
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, not a bad thing. I think that they would say probably like routine, not super
Go with the flow.
Yeah, not super go with the flow unless it's like within the boundaries.
Like
of
this
like,
is what's gonna happen. Like our kids are gonna like stay out past curfew, and they're gonna be like, Mom, and I'll be like, get in, hurry, Dad's asleep. I'll be like, shh, like you won't know, hurry.
Yeah, I mean, this has been starting to happen with Stratton, and you know, we can go ahead and talk about this now. Like Stratton, I feel like Stratton is he'll whine or cry knowing that that's like a way like to get his way, right? And I will sometimes like ignore that or be like, hey, like Stratton, you have to use your words. And you literally have a couple times like swooped him up and been like, what's wrong, sweet baby? Come here, baby. And then he's like, Mama. And I'm like, Danny, you've got to make him tougher.
I cannot let that boy cry.
I know, but Danny, you have to.
No.
You have
No.
to. It's so important
No.
as a male in this world to build grit in him.
I can't. That boy needs all the love in the world, and he needs his mama. That's what he needs. I just tell you right there. It just,
Babe,
oh my gosh.
He's scared of Bowser.
I know.
We can't have,
And then he just cuddles with me.
we can't have that.
Oh my gosh, this morning I went to go get them out of bed, and Stella has this thing, like right whenever I wake her up, she wants me to play like I'm going to sleep. So she like makes me a bed on the floor. I don't know why. She loves to do that. So I was like, okay, we can only play night basically if I go get Stratton. So I went and got Stratton, and Stratton would not lay on the ground next to me. He had to lay on top of me, like literally like I'm laying on my back and he's laying on his back on top of me. Like I'm I'm a mattress. And he would get up and look at me, and he would give me the biggest strawberry beso, but just hold it there, and we would just lock eyes. So he's just, like, our lips are like lip to lip, like, and he's like, I don't know, like, where he learned that. He's like, he's like smooching all over me. I'm like, Strut. At some point, I was like, get off! You're so slobbery. He's so sweet. Stella would never do that.
Yeah. I think one of the things I'm not great at that I'm trying to work on with them is like playing with them in the way that they want to play. Like, so for example,
like when we ran around the house yesterday.
No, I think I'm like pretty decent at that. But like, there's this one thing that they like to do, which is Stella calls it pretend to drive.
Yeah.
It's like 90 degrees in Texas. And so like the last thing I want to do is go sit in a car, like a hot car, and like pretend to drive with them. Like pretty much like Stella sits in the driver's seat. She turns on 106.1 and she just dances like she's driving 90 down the highway.
It's so cute.
And then Stratton's in the passenger seat, and like in our car, my only place to sit where they like me to sit is literally in Stella's car seat. And they want to be out there for like 45 minutes. And every time Stella's like, can we pretend to drive? She'll like whisper in my ear, and then she'll like smile. And I've said no so many times just because it's like inconvenient to me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I got to get better at like being spontaneous enough to where they like remember Dad like played with us in the ways that we wanted to play.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And so
that was me yesterday.
Hard.
I pretended to drive with them yesterday, but that was also me yesterday because it was like, I like wasn't feeling great. It was 7:00. I'm like hoping we can start going to bed. Like, let's watch a show for 15 minutes before. And Stella's like, no, Mommy, I want to run. And we had already been running around the house chasing each other for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dani, just get your little butt going. So we just started running and chasing each other again. But yeah, it's like those are the moments that they're going to remember.
So what do you think? By the way, I remember talking to someone, I feel like it was like a child psychologist.
Uh-huh.
And I think I was asking them questions about like, what are the biggest things to like avoid with your kids early on so that they don't end up in therapy? And he laughed and he was like, oh, they'll end up in therapy. It just depends on what they're talking about. And so it's like, to me, it was a blessing because it was like, hey, like take pressure off of yourself. Like you can't do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be like a downside. Like we talk about this all the time where, you know, my parents were very, very like nurturing. And I think your parents were very like practical and they pushed you, right? Mm-hmm. So both of us feel like we missed out on something on one edge, but realistically, like you just can't do everything.
Yeah.
Right. There's no perfect balance
exactly
that you can hit. Oh, speaking of raising our kids, how about how much time we've gotten back lately into our lives, like away from work and back into our lives?
I mean, look at me. I've been sleeping 10 hours every night.
For the past like 4 years in this industry, we have been like grinding. And so I feel like going into this year, you know, one of the key things that Dani and I talked about was like, we really wanted to hire more like senior leadership at both Divvy and on like your brand side. And so I feel like we did that at Divvy, which is like why I'm chill hanging out here. And, you know, on your brand, it's such an unconventional thing because you can't find anyone who's like, hey, have you worked in the influencer industry for 6 years?
Yeah.
So you have to like
very few.
Pick people who have like adjacent career paths and be like, hey, here's my pitch. Like, here's what we do here. Would you be interested? And so we like just hired a CEO for Dani's brand.
Yeah. So I now on the Dani Austin team have an official CEO, which is
wild,
which is crazy. This also reminded me of when we went to that event at Meta in New York. It's so funny how, because it's so true. There's not a lot of people that have been in this industry that have that much experience in this space because this industry is so new. And as someone that's been on the internet for 12 years, it's crazy looking back at like all my friends on YouTube that were like huge YouTubers, and now a lot of them have retired their YouTube channel, and now a lot of them are working on the business side of influencing because they got burnt out or they're just kind of over being the talent, and they're like, I'm not going to be the talent anymore. I'm going to go manage the business side of it because like not a lot of people understand that. I think a lot more do now, But to have that much experience is rare. So it's so rare, but we found the perfect fit. I'm so excited. She just started on Monday. She has a ton of experience, and I probably shouldn't say where. Okay.
No,
she has a ton of experience, and it's always refreshing whenever you have another person start. She kind of asked me like, what are the biggest things that you want to focus on right away? And one of the things I told her was, I feel like we do so much remote now. I would like to start seeing my team more in person, which I know like you were kind of against, but it's kind of a little...
Are they coming back to the house?
I don't know. I don't know what the situation is going to be, but it's like a little depressing for me to not be able to like see my team. Cause that was something that I didn't, that never really bothered me, but it's hard for me. And I think the other thing is like, I've been feeling a little down lately because I value what my audience says so much of me, but like what I really, really want to know is like what my team thinks of me, because they know me behind the scenes too. And like, they'll actually, if I post something that's like bad or good, like they'll actually tell me, and like they actually know me. So I want to know what they think. And because I'm not around them, I don't really get any feedback. So like, I'm always just like, am I doing good?
Yeah. Is that what's caused you to be down the past couple months, you would say? Like sad?
You think I've been sad for the past couple months?
No, I think you've been doing great, but I do think that you are like, okay, it's like when we went to London, you were like, I want to be inspired. Right? Yeah. So there was like something that was...
Yeah, I feel like a little lonely in my work environment.
Yeah, that might be it.
I feel lonely.
You feel lonely in your work environment.
Which is...
Because you got to love it.
Majority of my day.
Tornado and Landon came over to film that reel with the dunking challenge. Yeah. And it was so funny because I walked downstairs and I was like, oh man, I was like, I feel like she's having fun. Like, I feel like she's like alive. Like you enjoyed it. And I was like, you know, we should just do more of that. Cause like the funniest thing about why we wanted to hire a CEO is that sometimes like the logistics of running the business of being an influencer becomes so taxing. Like you're just in meeting and you're making decision, this, and then it's like, okay, now go be like, now go have fun. Right. Yeah. And like the best influencers and content creators, to be completely honest, is like this next generation of content creators, because they're not worried about running a business. They're like, yeah, I'll go run this prank and like potentially get arrested. Like, because they're just having so much fun doing it.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. I think I just miss my people.
You just miss your people.
So I told her that. So I think she's going to fix it.
It's cool. She has a really cool background because she was at, what was it, Sunday Riley? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sunday Riley. So really heavy on like the PR brand side. So understands like how Divi works. And then she actually worked for Chip and Joanna Gaines before. And so she's a strong believer, like understands our values, like understands how to kind of like manage.
It's sweet too. When she moved to Dallas, did you know that she moved like right next to her brother?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so sweet.
Her brother's in a book club with Michael.
What?
Yeah, so crazy.
Wow, small world.
Such a small world.
So anyway, we're very thankful, very excited for this next chapter with her. So moving on, we are going to play a game. This is a game that's going viral on TikTok.
Yes.
It's called the word game. And this will be more fun because we've had some pretty heavy topics. There is a trend where people are asking their siblings, husbands, and friends what word or phrase they use in situations. For example, if our Gen Z producer was playing, she would pick the phrase major slay, not tell the other person what it is, and say, what do we say when we've gotten a big win or someone does something super iconic? That's so true. And then the other person would guess what the phrase or word is. Let's get started.
It's so funny. You can keep this in. I literally just got a text from Rachel, who leads our product development at Divi, who said, just letting you know that Perplexity AI, which is like an AI software, is making our life so much easier right now. It's beautiful.
What do you say that annoys me when you start the podcast?
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
There you go. 3, 2, 1, and go. It's so annoying. I'm like, what, are you a cheerleader?
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say when you're trying to get things going? When you're trying to make out with me?
Oh, Oh gosh, so many things. I have a list that I just go down until one hits. Shoot, what is it? I don't know. What do I say?
You say many things. He always goes, does mama want to wrestle? Our poor producers.
That's like very low on my list. That's like that's not the number one thing I pull out. But I feel like the number one thing I pull out is more of like a physical touch thing than it is like something that I say.
You always say something.
Okay, here's a question for you. What do you always say no matter what I say or what I do? What is the first thing you always say?
I always go, no means no.
Well, no. That's the third thing that you say.
I always go, no means no, sir.
No, here's the progression. Like if I like just imagine I like stroke Dani's shoulder, but it's like that type of movement. She'll go, oh no. And then
every time I know that he's in the mood, I go, oh no.
And then I don't stop. And then she's like, no, I'm tired. Thank you. Just snuggle me. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. That's very sweet. No, thank you.
And then if I continue, then she goes, listen, no means no.
It's always the same.
There's got to be more things that I say that just annoy you. Phrases.
There's not as much that you say that annoys me. It's more like what you do. like when I touch your butt. Yeah, I mean that annoys me. That doesn't like annoy me to where I want to slap you in the face though. Okay. Like I get annoyed when, oh my God, it annoys me so much. I can't even say it. I'll tell you. When you make your beam at night and you mix it up and then you spill it on the counter and then it just sits there all night and the chocolate becomes crust in the morning. And the first thing I do every single morning is I get a wet cloth and I wipe it off.
You know, you have these like maybe 3 daily rituals that you feel like is like cleaning up after me. Whether it's like
I literally put now you do this thing where I have been asking you to put your dirty clothes in the hamper for probably 2 years until I literally had to have a sit down conversation with him. I was like, can you come in the living room? Like, I need to talk to you. And he's like, what? I'm like, no, I need to talk to you. Like, I was like, I have asked you for 2 years to put your dirty clothes in the hamper and you ignore me every time. I said, this is getting serious. Yeah. I said, it's getting serious and you need to put your pick your dirty clothes up off the floor. Sorry, that was the thing. Now he picks them off the floor and he puts them on the countertop. Yeah. On the countertop. So every morning when I wake up, because I usually wake up before you, and nowadays, because my workouts are at 6 now, I take your dirty clothes that are on the countertop and I put them in the dirty hamper.
But they're not dirty. That's my problem. Is like, they're not dirty. Then where do they go? But I'm not gonna like. I'm busy. I'm moving, so I'm not like I don't have time right now.
They're your underwear. It's like your underwear and socks. They're dirty. It's your workout clothes from the day before. Every time. Every time. He used to come home from paintball and leave his clothes on the floor after paintball. He'd be like, they're not dirty. Like they're literally covered in sweat and paint. So anyway, that's one thing. And then the other thing I used to get really upset about was the dirty dishes in the sink before we go to bed. But we've gotten better about that. And now it's the beam on the countertop that's getting crusty.
Yeah. I mean, but if I do all of these things, then like, where are the opportunities for you to be my little trad wife?
I'm so glad that you think you're funny. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy you're getting this giggle.
I will say, the double standard is incomprehensible around here. Like, you will get mad about my beam droplets, my little powder being on the counter, and meanwhile, you will slice an apple and leave half of it to rot on the countertop. I'm eating it
throughout the day.
Throughout the night?
Throughout the day.
This is at night.
No, I never do that at night.
Yes, you do. No, and you leave your little peanut butter out too.
I do not do that.
No one else eats no one else in this house eats peanut butter anymore except for you.
Our kids have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day for lunch.
But like not at night. Like I don't eat peanut butter at night. I used to. Gosh, I miss those days. Those are amazing. I would eat like 6 peanut butter and jellies. So bad for me.
Good old days.
The good old days.
Well, this has been one heck of an episode. I'm telling you. I've had a really good time. Guys, we would love for you guys to check us out on Instagram and on TikTok. Follow us at De-Influence Podcasts. We're so excited for next week. Thank y'all for listening, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.